Welcome, everybody, to Author Conversations presented by Clipston Publishing. I am hosting today, and I'm also the host of a podcast called Turn the Lens Inward, where I share information for parents of teens and young adult children who are going through mental health crises, addiction crises, that kind of thing. It's something that I myself have gone through in my life. So, giving back to parents. And today I am here with the one and only Teena Clipston. She is the face behind the name, this publishing house. And I thought, what better way to start off this new series than talking to you directly about Clipston Publishing, about your authors, and what people can expect moving forward with some of our author conversations, and just get a little bit more information so that they may feel inspired and motivated to maybe write their own book, tell their own story.
Thank you so much, Lisa, for that. I'm excited to be on this first series with you, and thank you for being our special guest host.
Oh, I'm so excited for this. Okay. So Teena and I kind of go back a little ways. She started a series last year, 2025.
Wonderless Chronicles. We did the transformative travel tales together.
Yes, and I was one of the authors in that book. And we had the most amazing launch. Tell everybody a little bit about what we did.
Oh, we did lots. We came to, a bunch of us came to Puerto Vallarta. We created a big event, celebration on the beach, book launch. We got to go on the radio. Some of us went on TV, and we did a writing workshop. We did a bunch of cultural things as well. It was really a great time. And I have to let you know that we're planning the next one already. So October 25th, the next one, it is actually going to be called Wonderless Puerto Vallarta 2026. And the plans are in the works for that. So very excited.
So excited. I am definitely coming again. It's going to be a yearly event, hopefully.
Yeah, it will be a yearly event.
Yeah. It was a phenomenal experience as a first-time author, published author in your book, to go and to speak, to be on the radio, to sign my book in a bookstore, to sell it on Amazon, to be Amazon #1 in some of the categories. It was fabulous. You do things really high end, and you benefit your authors in such an amazing way. So tell me a little bit about, like, what sort of was the focus in regards to helping authors and just beginning Clipston Publishing?
The beginning of Clipston Publishing. Well, I didn't start right away with the books. I started many, many years ago, over 25 years ago, writing music. I was a songwriter, and I loved words. I loved expressing myself through those words, and I got involved in music business and managed artists and even played a little myself. And that grew into events, and then that grew into BC Musician Magazine, where we put in the musician stories. They told their stories, and I did that for about 8 years. And then a big publishing house came up to me and said, "We want to buy your magazine." And so I sold it and bought a sailboat, and also started another magazine. So I just kept going, and then I've done about 5 or 6 magazines, and then also started doing books while I was doing the magazines. And just, I loved giving people a voice to tell their story, and that's where it began, really.
Okay, that's fabulous. It seems like you've found the secret sauce in regards to how to make it successful.
With any business, if you put your heart into it and it's something that you love, that's the success. And there's a few other things, of course, that help to make you successful. I believe totally in honesty and integrity. For one, those have to be the foundation of any business if you want to succeed. And loving it, right? And love working with my authors. I love creating things, whether it's events or books or magazines. We're taking your idea and we're creating it into something real that you can share with people. So that's really important.
I love the core values. Very good. Very good. And I think a lot of that, those are, you know, core values that a lot of people are attracted to in business, and especially in regards to sharing their story, because it's very personal, it's very close to their heart. So they want to make sure that it's done right and with integrity. So good for you for having that as your mission.
Thank
So,
you.
so what do you think makes your publishing approach stand out for writers who want to
Oh,
get their work out there?
the one thing that makes Clipston Publishing stand out is that we work one-on-one with our clients and our authors, which means through the whole process, we're there either on WhatsApp, phone calls, Zooms, whatever it is, email. We're talking back and forth about what the book's going to look like, the editing, what needs to be fixed, what's the marketing look like, what's the launch look like. Every step from the idea to getting it out to the readers, we work directly with the authors doing that. And people will find that many other publishing houses, you will speak once to a salesperson or an agent or something like that. And then after that, your book is just taken away and you have very little input on the outcome. And I changed that.
I love that. It sounds very, very high level boutique.
Yes, very like I spend a lot of time with my authors. We actually get to know each other really well. And then by the end of it, I'm right there with them with their book launch and making sure they succeed in their vision.
I can totally attest to that as somebody who has gone through the process with you. Yes, you are. And you're an amazing person. And that really comes through when working with you. I have to also say, you edit, you are a supreme editor. You took what I wrote and you turned it into poetry, is what I always say.
Thank
So
you.
you that is definitely a unique proposition, I think, as well, that you offer is editing
Yes.
style.
The editing, we make sure no matter what the project, that we keep the author's voice, but also make it better,
Yeah,
and make it better. And yeah, I have a team of editors, actually. It's not just me. So
that's good. That's good. Yeah. Yeah, it's not just you doing all the things.
right.
And I did meet some of your editors in last year at the launch.
Yeah.
So also
And
amazing women.
we have some new people on board too with design now. Things just keep growing with Clipston Publishing, and I hope that it continues
That's exciting.
to do that.
Yes, we're in a time in the world where it's really important for people to get out their story. And so knowing that they can come to you, get that one-on-one, but also have that professional approach,
Right.
it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Okay, so next question. Could you share a success story of an author that you've worked
Um,
with? And what advice would you give to aspiring writers considering publishing today?
well, firstly, success is defined differently by each individual. And at Clipston Publishing, we do offer two paths to publishing, and one is helping authors self-publish, and then of course we publish. So looking at that success stories, well, there's many success stories, but let's look at, for instance, Arlene Lasky. She did a novel and a journal. She self-published. We helped her from start to finish, even with the marketing, she got herself a bestseller on Amazon. And, to her, that is a success story. She had her launch in person, sold books. She's still selling books. She's done an amazing job. That is definitely a success story. We can look back at even Agatha de Clavel, who put out a technology book, became a bestseller, and that one was a little bit harder for us to market because it's technology, a very unique market for us. But she still succeeded. She got her book out, and it was purchased globally through bookstores. She's in Norway, actually. So her book was in bookstores in Europe, in the US, and selling. So that is another success
Yeah,
story.
absolutely.
Recently, we had Terry Folks. She put out her book, Another Spring. Another success story. She got like the hot bestsellers on Amazon for the most books sold in a day.
Wow.
So that is another success story. And she had radio interviews and continues to get media coverage. So
Those
another
are all
success.
amazing stories. Amazing.
Yeah,
So you actually not just publish the book, but you help them get results and the results that they're hoping to achieve.
right, right. Through marketing, and everybody has a different idea of what they want to do, either an online launch, an in-person launch, or even no launch. Some people don't want it. It's just like, just do it. And yeah, so like success is relative to each person.
Absolutely. So
Mhm.
there's an aspiring writer considering publishing today. What advice would you give them?
Oh, what advice? Well, I guess first they have to understand what exactly their goal is and maybe what their version of success is. What is it that the end thing that they want? Some people just want to have their story out there to share with friends and family. Other people, want to be a bestseller in the New York Times. So really get your thoughts on down on paper. What are your goals? What do you want to do? And what's the outcome? That's the first thing. Once you do that, then you can just plan your whole strategy. Now, the, being an author is also a business. And sometimes writers forget that because they're just looking at the artist's standpoint of it, and not the business part. So you have to consider this is your business. And now that you know what your end goal is, you can create your business plan to get there.
Okay. So what do you think is the most powerful reason that somebody would want to share their story with the world? Because you mentioned a few in there.
Yeah. Um, and again, it's always unique, right? But I think the one thing that is very important that I can say about everyone is everyone is unique, everyone is special, everyone's story matters, and it is a healing process.
Ah,
So whatever their story is and their journey, it heals them to get it out off their chest into the world, and it also heals the readers that read it that can relate to what that person is going through and say, hey, I feel the same way, I went through the same thing, now it's healing me too.
yes, I love that. That sort of leads into the next question. Like, have you ever witnessed an author transformation through this process of writing?
Absolutely. We did the Healing Mind, Body, and Soul book.
Yes.
And this book was on addiction, and the author stories anthology. And the author stories, each one of them was truly touching, inspiring. And the process they went through with our writing coach and editors to get it out of them onto paper was healing for them. It was also closure for a lot of people. It was like, I told my story, I'm done now. And then at the end of it, we had this big, huge book launch celebration in Kelowna, BC. 300 and so seats, auditorium filled it, house full. We had services available to anyone who needed help to reach out. We had, of course, the books that we sold out of, every book that we brought. That was amazing. We had a special guest speaker, and we had the authors come on stage and share their story and success, and the audience just loved it. And it was just an amazing experience. Probably one of the best book launches because of the real the good it did for the community.
You know, I hear you talking, and to me, what I hear is that you do things big. You do, you love this epic outcome. I don't know if you've, come to realize that or not, but you understand what is required at each level. And I feel, I mean, as a person who's been a part of one of your launches, that you don't leave anything out. It was seamless, it was flawless. And it sounds like that one that you just had in Kelowna at that time for that launch was the same thing. And I don't know another organization that can do that as well as create a polished, finished product. So kudos to you, man.
Thank you. Well, I did start in the music business with concert promotions and events, and I've dealt with the hardest customers. So.
That makes a lot of sense as to why you're, again, unique in regards to what it is you do because of that skill set that you have and that experience that
Right.
you have. Yeah. Yeah. It's just an added bonus to, hey, we're also going to help you write and publish your story.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for somebody who's unsure if their story matters, like, what would you say to encourage them to begin writing it?
Everyone's story matters. And we go back to the same thing when people are unique, everyone is special, and everybody has a voice that has something special to tell. What would I say to them? I would definitely boost their confidence and tell them, you got this, you can do it, and I'm here to help you.
And you truly are. And that's what you said to me. You reached out to me on social media. I was literally sitting in the airport getting ready to go on my solo adventure. And you said, you need to tell this story.
Yeah. Well, I was so impressed by your post and what you were doing. It was like, oh my gosh, she has to be in this book. This is fabulous.
And we didn't know each other.
No, we didn't.
And that's another point, is that the universe sort of brings together who needs to be there at this moment in this time. Everything is on purpose. And so if you're listening to this interview and I love the vibe, I love everything I'm hearing, then you need to reach out to Teena. What is the best way to reach you?
Email. Yes.
Okay, and we're gonna have that in the notes.
Put it in the show notes for sure.
Perfect. Yes. Perfect. Yeah. And where can we find you?
In person?
No. I think you're here and there and everywhere, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, I'm in Puerto Vallarta right now, but I am half the time in Canada. So where can people find me? They can find me at clipstonpublishing.com.
Clipstonpublishing.com. Perfect. And they can just pull the trigger and say, I want to get started. I want to know what this looks like. What would that look like? They book an appointment with you. They have a conversation.
Definitely start with a Zoom call. I like to see people face to face.
Yes.
And talk to them and find out their story.
Yeah.
And then we go from there.
There's so many beautiful opportunities for people to share whatever they've gone through. As you said, everyone's unique.
Yeah.
And I can't think of a better person to do it with or organization to do it with. And it's going to make you stand out, to whomever you want to share it with. And it's really, like you said, going to start this healing process inside and bring everything full circle, because we go through everything again for a reason. And
Right.
why keep that to yourself? Why not share that with the world? Because there might be another person going through exactly what you're going through right now.
Exactly. Exactly. This is a journey and we're on it together.
Yes. Yeah. So was there anything else that I haven't asked you that you thought you'd love to share with your audience?
Um, Stay tuned for the Wonderlist Puerto Vallarta 2026. I am going to announce some really exciting news on that soon.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
And we've got more author conversations coming up in the near future.
Yes.
So if you're not subscribed to this channel, you need to smash that subscribe button. You need to like this conversation, and any questions, put them in the comments. We want to hear
Perfect.
from you. Yeah.
I love it.
All
Thank you
right.
so much.
Yeah, this has been fun. I'm so excited about the future. Yay.
All right. Let's see you soon.
Bye.